Hey everyone, welcome to another top 10 list. This week's top 10 list is not a top 10. It's a top 5. It's going to be a top 5 list of uncut sheets that I have in my collection. I don't have 10 uncut sheets, so I can't show 10 uncut sheets, but I do have 5, and I figure, well, 5 is a decent number to go with for a list. The thing is that it is ridiculously hard to display these in any way, shape, or form to make this presentable. So I apologize for the crudeness of my model, to quote Emmett Brown. Anyway, the top 5 uncut sheets I have in my list. I had recently done a video showing an uncut sheet, and I figured, well, everything is cleared off. I'll do that. So, number 5 on my list, you can see I have an uncut sheet of $1 notes. This is just 4 notes. They are uncut. They are from the 1985 series, if I remember. Yep, 1985. And what's cool about these is I got these in an auction, and it came in this case, and if I can somehow pick it up, here we go. On the back, it has all the info about the note itself, and everything is on here. So you've got the plate position, the Federal Reserve designation, the identifiers for all of the different features on the note. It shows the 2 seals, the Great Seal, and it shows the entire history behind those as well. So this isn't just a 4-note sheet, it's also the history of the note in and of itself, and it just happens to come in a nice little handy display case. I wish they were all this easy to handle. Most of the uncut sheets I have are in tubes. But anyway, yeah, that is number 5, my uncut sheet of 4 $1 notes from 1985. Number 4 on the list. I have a what is this? Where is this? 2003 uncut sheet of $5 bills. Now, this is a quarter of a page, if I remember correctly. It has a total of 8 notes. 8 different notes. Now, one of the things you're going to notice about uncut sheets is how high the serial numbers are. Normally, notes get printed until 96 million, and then the last few notes, the 999 portion, those become the uncut sheets because they are most likely to be the lesser quality notes. They've already printed 90 million of the sheets. So by using the last run like this, that way they can get everything fresh and clean for the next batch of notes. That's generally why you see these. Now, you will also find people cutting these notes apart and trying to spend them. They are legal tender. If I was to unroll this, you can see the back of the note itself. Yeah, they're front and back. You could cut these apart if you wanted to and spend them, but then it would only be worth $5 rather than the value of the total uncut sheet. So this is number 4 on my list, a 2003 quarter sheet of $5 monochrome notes. So let's see how I can move this out of the way. All right, we'll take this down. Number 3 on my list. Now, this is not quite a sheet. This is a print of a sheet because the actual sheet itself would be way too expensive. It is the Continental Bank of Boston. That's a $1 note. Boston, Massachusetts. The $1 note, the $1 note, the $2 note, and the $3 note. And that's the way these were printed. They'd then be cut apart and you can spend them. So yeah, everybody's familiar with $1, everybody's familiar with $2. A $3 note? Well, yeah, they actually did print $3 notes. We don't see them nowadays. Everybody thinks $3 notes are fake. Phony as a $3 bill is the expression. It's kind of why I like collecting $3 bills. But the reason I got this one is for that $3 bill, and not because it's a $3 bill, but because of the image on there. There's a polar bear attacking that boat. This is the infamous polar bear note. Now, on the top 100 list of notes, there are 2 notes that people scratch their head about. They scratch their head about the Santa Claus note, which I've shown in other videos, and they scratch their head about the polar bear note. This would be that polar bear note. Very difficult note to get. I decided rather than getting the reproduction, I would get the reproduction of the uncut sheet, so I'd have the entire series. So I find that pretty cool. That is number 3 on my list. So let's see if I can get this one moved, and we'll get to number 2 on the list. Number 2, this is a full sheet of $1 notes. This is the way they come, right before the cutting. You get the entire full sheet of notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 notes down. 1, 2, 3, 4 notes across. That was the 32 sheet. Let me raise this up. Try to get the whole thing in the picture. Failing badly. Okay. Yeah, that's all of them. You can see how difficult it is to film all these. And once again, you're going to notice those serial numbers are all 999 serial numbers because, once again, they usually only circulated the notes that were 96 and lower. All the uncut sheets generally have 99 or 999. So that's the uncut sheet of notes, and this is in a plexiglass, so I can actually lean over here. Let's look at some of these serial numbers. Well, not the serial numbers, but the plates and stuff. You can see that it's on this particular section here. This is C3 for the location. That means this one, that's G4, C3, D3, A4, B4, C4, D4. So you've got the, what would this be? The 4 quadrant. If I can try to get this up here. These would all be 4s. Those would all be 3s. These would all be the 2s. And those would all be the 1s. So you can see how by using those numbers and letters, you can figure out where they are. Now you start at the top, that would be A1. Go across, you've got E1. So that would be A1, B1, C1, D1. And then even though it goes again with A2 down here, that's the second quadrant. So here is the first quadrant, so that goes then to E, F, G, and H. So yeah, when you see all those little numbers on there, it's interesting to see how they fit together. The other thing is the plates. Let's look real close at the plate numbers. What do we got? On this side, we've got plate number is what is that? I can't see that close. 166 or 188? 166. And the next plate number is 166. No, that's not. They're 188. These are all done on the same plate. 188 is the plate for all of these. Yep, there it is over there. So the plate is the size of the entire sheet. Every single note on this sheet has the exact same plate number. So I just wanted to point that out while I've got a sheet that's unraveled like this. And yes, the backs of these are also intact. I just can't flip it over because of everything else I've got on top of it. So that's number 2 on my list. What is number 1? Well, number 1, you can kind of see on this side, there's the backs. So that's kind of interesting there because I'm not going to flip it. This is my uncut sheet of Canada notes. Sorry for blocking the camera. I'm just trying to get this nailed down there. There we go. My uncut sheet of Canadian notes. These are from 1973. This particular sheet has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 down. So there are 40 notes on this sheet compared to the 32 that was on the American sheet. This is the way that we do our notes now. We do them 40 per sheet. That's just really cool, especially seeing all the color. Let's just take a quick look at that color on there. That's just spectacular. Now, these were only available in 1973. This particular sheet is 1973, but you can only get uncut Canadian sheets from the 1973 series. So if you're looking to get them, this is the only one you can get. And of course, Canada doesn't make $1 notes anymore, so that makes them that much harder to get a hold of. So those are my top 10 sheets, top 5 sheets, I should say. Very difficult to display, very cool to have. I wish I had enough wall space to hang all of these. Unfortunately, a lot of these are just going to be stored in tubes to be pulled out on special occasions, much like this. So if you learned anything new this week, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. I love reading all your comments. Guys, thank you very much for watching. And I got my workouts standing up, kneeling down, and trying not to make a mess out of these. Thanks for watching. See you next time.